It's time to get your business in gear. Do you feel that sometimes you're in the right industry, but you're not attracting the right clients? Well, let's figure it out intimately with Tammeron is a 1-hour show presenting you with simple and basic tips to help you create a more intimate, fulfilling business and personal life. Now, here's your host, Tammeron.
Welcome to this fun-filled, interactive, intimate hour with me, Tammeron. I've created this show to provide you, my listeners, with some of the top experts in the world who can help us all create more fun, passion, and intimacy back into our professional and our personal lives. Life is filled with endless lists of things to do, and we get so caught up in the pace of it all that sometimes we forget to just let it all go and remind ourselves of what really matters the most. Things like, who do we want to spend our time with? What do we want to spend our time doing, and how can we make that time more fun, honorable, and pleasurable? And those are the questions that I ask myself a lot, and I'm sure you are feeling the same way. Many of us live crazy, hectic lives, and at some point we feel like something is just missing. And I think I found the answer for me in my life, and so I want to share that. And what I realized was that I was lacking deep intimacy in my life, and it was affecting my personal and business relationships. I felt lonely, misunderstood, and I also felt that somehow I was dying on the inside. And how could that be? I knew that I was a genuine, caring, loving person, but how come I wasn't happy? How come I felt so terrible and I couldn't explain it? Well, I was determined to find my own answers, and through much prayer and faith, I set out on a path that clearly showed me the way. But I wanted that quick answer, and don't we all? But being as stubborn as I am, my life showed me something that was very unexpected. I was looking for happiness, love, and abundance in the wrong place. I was looking for everyone else and my life to provide that for me, and I was expecting it to show up just like in the movies or on TV, and I thought I was entitled. And after working with other leaders and coaches and motivational speakers and reading some awesome books, this all gave me the tools and the tips on how to get the answer. And after walking down that path for well over 10 years, I got it. And I just about fell over when I realized the truth. And how come no one teaches you this stuff in school? ABC 1, 2, 3 doesn't even compare to what I had learned. And this was like the treasure in the treasure box that we all hope to find, secretly hidden in our house somewhere or buried in that backyard from our ancestors. And I found me. And I realized that old cliche that no one else can make me happy, and no one else can provide for me, and no one else can even satisfy my needs, and no one even has a clue what does it for me, and it isn't their job, it's mine. So what did this mean for me? It meant figure out what excites me, figure out what scares me, figure out what I would love to try doing, and figure out what I'm feeling, and figure out a way to communicate it all. I was lacking deep communication skills, and I didn't have a clue to understand what I was feeling and how to express it. So I learned because I was forced to learn, and I kept on learning. I love to read, take courses, and meet others and share experiences. And lo and behold, I became so grounded, I felt so fulfilled and so genuinely happy that I can't stop smiling. Because I love my life and I love me. And then some incredible things started happening for me too, where I was attracting beautiful people into my life personally and professionally. And I became very intimate with myself and others. And that just created beautiful, passionate love in my life. And for me, that loneliness dissipated. People trust me and they want to share with me. So I have designed this show to help you do the same. Sit back and enjoy as we all learn how to figure it out intimately as I bring on amazing guests, co-hosts, and we share beautiful stories, challenges, and some great tips on how to give you all that fun, passion, and intimacy back into your entire life that you deserve also. So remember, if you'd like to call in, the number is always toll free at 1-888-346-9141. Or if you'd like to send me an email, please do so at Tammeron@figureout figureitoutlive.com or hit the email host button here on this empowerment channel. It comes directly into my inbox. So today, I don't have a guest. Hopefully people will call in because I find it's always best on social media if you sort of blast everybody at the last minute because, like I said in the intro, everybody is busy. So I've changed the focus of the show really for entrepreneurs to really help people who are just like me to really live a more passionate, more intimate life where it's more successful. And what I mean by intimacy is about really honoring what's coming up for you and knowing that, you don't have to choose whatever it is that's in your life, that you have that power to change it. But what I've learned in my past is that I can't change anything until I acknowledge what's really coming up for me in the first place. And so that's where this whole intimacy really starts with. So since it is spring and in Southern Ontario here, I know I have a lot of listeners in North America, but in Southern Ontario, we got really hard this year for winter. A lot of people are still feeling the weight of Christmas. I myself, of winter. I myself put on a good 10, 12 pounds, just like a lot of people I know. It was very difficult to get out. It was difficult to enjoy the winter this year because there was a lot of dampness in the air is the best way I could describe it. So even the animals felt it. It was, you could even go for a nice long walk this winter because it was just so damp. It would like cut through your bones, the wind and the dampness in the air. So a lot of people did not enjoy winter the way we normally would. And that really does make an effect because ultimately what you want to do is just hunker down, eat those carbs, maybe drink a little bit more wine than you normally would. And it's exactly what I did. So it is spring. It's warming up here. Usually in March, a lot of people start detoxing. They start changing their diet. Some people go on extreme detoxes. Some people just start changing up their diet. For me, since I've learned a lot of this by working with other nutritionists and health coaches, I've noticed even a lot of them are, waiting to do their detoxes till about now. I'm starting to see even on Facebook, a lot of people are starting to promote stuff now that the warmer weather is here because really we're still sitting at about 8-10 degrees, which is not that warm. So now is when the body, we want to start getting things moving a little bit more. But in order to do so, we really have to focus on nutrition. And that's really the basis of my show today. Again, I've had a lot of people asking me, and it's so interesting how I've changed the concept of my business, but people still come to me for a lot of advice because I used to have the raw food store here in Bell Fountain, which we have now changed into what I'm calling the Intimacy Lounge for entrepreneurs. So I'm going to share a little bit about that story and how that all came to be, because again, that's really how I can really help people is when you become intimate with what's going on in your life. Sometimes I feel like we're in the right industry, meaning health and wellness, self-development, but we might not be using ourselves in a way that it really helps to really launch ourselves in our business. So I believe that if you become more intimate with yourself, that you can go deeper into a mirror of your life and you can really enhance who you are as the forefront of your business. So in other words, what I mean is that if you can take some of your unique gifts and some of your expertise from your life, you can use that to propel your business. So for example, someone like me, what I realize is that a lot of people come to me for advice. And so people tend to come to me when they see what it is that I'm doing and they go, wow, I see how you've made changes. I see how you really looked at your life and you decided to just turn it around. And that's really been a huge pattern for me in my life. It makes my life interesting. I'm never doing the same thing. It keeps changing, but it really is a reflection of what I've gone through. And so people come to me constantly for advice. And so in doing that, what I decided to do was incorporate some of these unique talents and gifts that I've experienced throughout my life and package me. So in other words, what I decided to do was to put me in the forefront in my marketing. So I will share with you, for example, Tammeron is a sexual intimacy lifestyle expert, a motivational business speaker, a radio host, a foodie, an alchemist, a visionary, and an ex-private investigator who uses all of her tools and her life-changing experiences to help entrepreneurs create the life that they truly long for. She is a genuine people person who loves to feed you with her sensual aphrodisiac recipes at any of her live events. All right. So there you go. It incorporates everything about me. So in other words, even if you come to an event, even if you come to a workshop, as long as it's live and I'm there, you know you're going to get fed well. So that's really what I'm going to talk about today are some of the things, some of the recipes. I'm going to share some of my private recipes, in fact. I don't like to, but I'm just going to share a few of them because, again, people are asking me for ways that they can change their diet in order to eat better as an entrepreneur, because a lot of entrepreneurs eat on the run. It's really common. And there aren't a lot of great places for people to eat healthy. So, what can they bring? What's something they can make for breakfast or have something quick, if they're rushing around. So that's really going to be what I'm going to share with you guys today. But again, that is what makes me unique. So I'm incorporating a couple of concepts here. So we know that whenever you work with me, if it's live, you're going to get fed well. And these are the recipes that I'm going to share with you guys today. And I'm not just going to share recipes. I'll share some very simple recipes. But these recipes are also included in my 28-day transformational program, which I used to offer. So if anybody calls in today, I will send you a free copy of this. I do have it a printed copy. And it's got tips, how to change up your life. It's got a lot of really cool questions to ask yourself if you really do want to make changes. And it does apply to your business. It applies to your personal life. Everything is like a domino effect. It's got 28 recipes, simple recipes, and it's got some affirmations in here, and it's got a few other things as well that I don't want to share with you because they are kind of bonus items within the booklet. So yes, if you do call in, ask a question, and you will get a free copy of this 28-day program. So that's really what the basis is today. So what I'm going to be doing is sharing some stories again. And with that, I'll share some recipes. And I just want to remind everybody, things are really happening fast now energetically on the planet. It's going to be a really interesting month here in April for myself included. So, I'm pulling out all the tools in my toolbox to make sure I'm staying grounded. A lot of things are coming up for people. It's like springtime. Everything's coming out of the earth, all the things you've been thinking about, planning, your goal setting, all these things we've been working on all winter. A lot of us haven't been out, like I said early in the intro today. So things are really starting to shake up and start moving. And so a lot of people are going to have some really important conversations, whether that's in business or in your personal life. So you got to look after yourself, including myself. So it's a constant reminder for me, which is why I'm sharing all of that with you guys today. Okay, so right after the break, I'm going to dive right in and share some of that with you. So just want to remind you, this is Tammeron, and you're listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately here on the Empowerment Channel. So stay tuned for more after the break.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Do you feel that you are in the right industry of serving others, yet you are not attracting as many clients as you would like? Magic happens when anyone brands their true self as the forefront of their business. I am currently looking for entrepreneurs who know they have a calling, yet feel as though something is missing. Yes, sometimes we're in our business every day that we can't see our own gifts and uniqueness, and that is where I come in. My gift as an entrepreneur is that I was struggling with the same issue, so I hired other business coaches to help me see what I couldn't. It was an enduring, difficult self-discovery, but it was well worth it. It catapulted me to capture my talents and use them to help other entrepreneurs. And here's how I can help you in a way that is so unique, authentic, and super fun. I am looking for guests to be live on my radio show who are willing to share what they feel is their biggest problem in their business. And I will help you figure out what is the core issue and catapult your business forward. Contact me, Tammeron, through my host page on Let's Figure It Out Intimately on the Empowerment Channel now.
What does creme de la creme mean? It's the greatness of living, the willingness to be the best. It's living beyond what you know is possible with no limitation. Access Consciousness presents Creme de la Creme, a program that empowers you to choose and create the life you would like to have and entices you into being who you are, not who others would have you be. It's the best of the best. It's the finer things in life. It's brilliant. It's fun. It's exciting. Join us for Creme de la Creme every Tuesday at 12 noon Pacific Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
You've tuned into Let's Figure It Out Intimately with your host, Tammeron. Want to be a guest live on her show? Email Tammeron at figureitoutlive.com. If you'd like to call into today's program, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. This is Tammeron, and you're listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately here on Voice America on the Empowerment Channel. So today, the title of my show is called Spring Fling. So before I get started, I just want to remind you guys, my Build Your Business Gathering Support Group, which is here every 2 weeks in Bellefountain, Ontario, is really starting to take off. You got to grab your seat. We do it every 2 weeks for 90 minutes, and it's only $12. Basically, you come in as an entrepreneur with a problem, and as a group, we all work together to help you solve it. So it's fascinating what happens for people. People really connect on a deeper level, a more intimate level. Like I say, we only have room for 12. It's only $12, and you always get something special from me. Like I say, a little snack or a treat or a beverage that I share with you guys. But now that things are warmer and people are out and about, more people are driving a little bit farther too. So our next gathering here is next Wednesday, a week from today, on the 16th. So get your spot now. So email me if you'd like to get in, or you can also message me through Facebook. I do have Twitter. I don't use Twitter that often, just a little bit. I do find that for me, Facebook does work. It allows you to see a more intimate side of me. I do share what's going on in my life, and so if you'd like to add me there, you can go to the host page here and click on that as well to get you to my Facebook page, or check me out under Tammeron Karam. It's quite a big, long word. Okay, so let's get back to the show. So today, it is Spring Fling. So why did I want to do something like this? Again, we need to start changing up our diet this time of year. It's been a cold winter here, so what I had to do is I had to make sure that I was incorporating a lot of toning herbs into my diet, believe it or not. I felt so cold this year, and I just couldn't warm up. So I actually chose to use some herbs in the winter. Ginseng was my personal favorite. Gives you a lot of energy, and it makes your body feel warm too. So now that it's spring, we're going to do some different things. So right off the bat, one of my favorite recipes, little snacks I'll share with you guys. Again, this is the beginning of my book on my 28-day transformational program. You can grab a copy of it if you call in. It's an almond butter ball. These are so easy to make. So basically, you just take a half a cup of almond butter, a half a cup of sunflower seeds, a half a cup of raisins, and a half a cup of honey. It's just that simple. Like I said, my recipes are so simple in here. Again, I try to use all organic if I can get it, and you just grind your sunflower seeds, and then you add everything else into the bowl, and then you just grab a little spoonful, a teaspoon, and you rub them together so they make a little like a bite-sized ball, and you chill them. And these are absolutely delicious. I love the flavor of almond butter. Again, you're getting some protein. You're getting some sunflower seeds. The raisins are just absolutely delicious. And the honey. I use raw honey. Again, one of the reasons why I use raw honey here is because it has all the enzymes, and it's an anti-inflammatory, antiviral, and an antibacterial food. So perfect to keep all those nasty flu bugs away. I very rarely get sick. I got sick this winter for the first time in about 4 or 5 years, which is rare. But again, these are some of the little tips that I like to use. So also, what am I going to share with you guys is another tip, an actual nutrition tip from the book. And this is a big question. I tend to be more adamant about buying organic, non-GMO, that type of stuff, as opposed to trying to be more vegetarian, more vegan lifestyle. Even though I had a raw food store here and everything was made, handmade, and it was organic, I don't live 100% vegan. And so people found that very confusing. And I said, listen, for me, it works to help detoxify. It helps to give me energy, but it's not 100% for my body liking. I find it very difficult in the winter to be juicing vegetables, green vegetables that aren't in season. It makes my body cold. I'm very sensitive to the foods that go into my body. So I want the exact opposite. I want things to keep me warm in the winter. So I really try to promote organic because that is my passion. It is my thing. And a lot of people say they can't afford organic, but the truth is you can if you give it a little bit of time. And I'm going to explain why. And this is what I've written in the booklet. It's just very short and to the point. Organic foods are more expensive to grow than conventionally grown foods, and that cost shows up higher in the prices at the grocery store. But the choice to add organic foods to your diet may cost a bit more money, but for that price, you are buying the reassurance that you're making healthy decisions for you and your family. And your body is intuitively asking for vitamins and minerals, and we try to fill that need with our food. If we eat unconventional food that has a lower amount of vitamins and minerals, then we will most likely eat more. If we listen to our body and eat organic foods, we will feel full sooner, and therefore we consume less, which is in our food, and perhaps we will need to buy less. All right? So it's tricky, but if you literally start listening to your body, and what I mean by listening is that a lot of people don't pay attention when they're eating. They're talking, they're in restaurants, they're rushing. And so basically you eat, and a lot of us tend to overeat. And so what I had to start learning how to do was to chew my food a little bit better, take some time, breathe. And when I started to feel full, stop eating. Because it's your body telling you that it's getting everything it needs. And so when you start choosing organic foods, that intuition starts to kick in from your body. And so your body, it's not about the amount of food. It's about the quality of the food. It's about the vitamins and the minerals that are in the food. So when you start to feel full, you might notice that you're eating less. Because it's not about the amount, it's about the quality. And that's why organic food really can make a difference. And you will find that you will start buying less and you will start eating less. But the key is you got to start paying attention. You got to pay attention to what your body needs. So it's a very powerful thing to learn as well, so that you become more intimate. You become more in tune with your physical body. A lot of us are not. I wasn't for many, many years. In fact, as a kid, where a lot of my stuff came up from was as kids, I always remember my brother and I, we were close in age, and it was like a race to see who could eat the fastest. It was a race to see who'd be down at the table first. So it started very early on in my life. I don't know why. It was just like a game we played. And so I always ate really fast until I started studying nutrition about, the year 2006. So quite a few years ago now. And that was one of the first things they talked about. If you suffer from bloating, indigestion, you just don't feel good after you eat, it's most likely right off the bat, you're not chewing your food. And so when you chew your food more and you liquefy it, it's easier for your body to absorb the vitamins and the minerals and all the nutrients that are in it. So that was very powerful to learn that, and then adding the organic on top of it. So it really can be simple. We just have to learn how to do this, because this is not what they teach you in school. They don't teach you any of this kind of stuff, all right? So it's very, very powerful to learn this stuff, all right? So what I'm going to do is flip to another page, day 8. And this is really important for students and entrepreneurs. As entrepreneurs, I I'm going to point out specifically, we run ourselves ragged. I know a lot of us do until we get to that point where we can really start bringing in the money, and we can start hiring, and we can start delegating and bringing in other people. And so what tends to happen is we tend to burn out a lot quicker. And one of the reasons why is also, like I said, if you're eating out a lot, then chances are you're not getting the vitamins and the minerals in your food with all these processed foods, okay? So one thing, if you are eating out a lot, try and eat more fresh foods. But this is something that you can do in the morning. And these are brain boosting foods. A lot of kids are suffering in school. A lot of people don't eat well in school or eat well in the morning. So if you're sitting there writing, you're sitting at your desk, your computer, you're trying to do a lot of things, and you're finding that you just can't focus, then you might be needing some what we call brain boosting foods. All right, so here's some examples. Avocados. I love avocados. And actually, avocados are a fruit. They're not a vegetable. So an avocado can aid in healthy blood flow and may even help to lower the blood pressure, as well as play a role in preventing strokes. They contain the good fat that is helpful to your body because it burns away the bad fat. All right, so it's important for the brain. The brain needs fat. All right, so that's one of the key things that are lacking in our diet. And with a lot of depression, anxiety, a lot of this stuff, kids are suffering. ADD, ADHD. It's a lot of it has to do with our diet. All right, we took a lot of fat out of our diet trying to lose weight, but you know what? We need the natural fats. We need the good fats. Blueberries, one of my favorites. Oh my God, blueberries. They grow in Northern Ontario here. It's just one of the best things about summers when the blueberries come out. It's awesome. So blueberries are one of the healthiest foods you can eat. Studies show that eating them can reduce the risk of dementia, Alzheimer's, help your brain deal with stress, as well as improve learning capacity and motor skills. So we need that. Omega-3 fatty acids. Flax and chia seeds, rich in omega-3 fatty acids, are polyunsaturated fats, and they're also essential for maintaining cardiovascular health. Okay, so again, keep that stress level down. These are great foods. Nuts and seeds, that's why they're in a lot of my recipes. Vitamin E has been shown to improve declining cognitive function. The best source of it are found in fresh raw sunflower seeds, cashews, sesame seeds, almonds, or peanuts. Tea. One of my favorites. Tea contains antioxidants that boost your immune system and can increase blood flow, which is oxygen, to the brain, which is essential for good brain function. Last one, dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is loaded with antioxidants and also has a natural stimulant which help boost your concentration and focus. It also increases the production of endorphins, which help elevate your mood. Buy a good quality dark chocolate that contains at least 70% or more chocolate, cacao, meaning cacao, or no added sugars. All right, another great book I'll share with you guys. It's not on my website. If I've got time, I will share a little bit of it today. David Wolf's book, Superfoods. He has amazing information. Maybe after my next break, which is coming up now, I'll share a little bit from his book. Again, I love to share where I get this information from. So he is like a walking encyclopedia when it comes to cacao and chocolate. So maybe I'll share that right after. So just want to remind you, this is Tammeron, and you're listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately here on the Empowerment Channel. So stay tuned for more after the break.
Have you friended us on Facebook yet?
Why not?
Just go to facebook.com/Voice America or search for the keywords Voice America. Once you are part of our Facebook network, you'll receive daily messages about what's happening with our shows, this week's featured guests, and new happenings at the Voice America Talk Radio Network. And you can add your voice to the always active discussions on our timeline. Just go to facebook.com/Voice America or search for Voice America.
Do you feel that you are in the right industry of serving others, yet you are not attracting as many clients as you would like? Magic happens when anyone brands their true self as the forefront of their business. I am currently looking for entrepreneurs who know they have a calling, yet feel as though something is missing. Yes, sometimes we're in our business every day that we can't see our own gifts and uniqueness, and that is where I come in. My gift as an entrepreneur is that I was struggling with the same issue, so I hired other business coaches to help me me see what I couldn't. It was an enduring, difficult self-discovery, but it was well worth it. It catapulted me to capture my talents and use them to help other entrepreneurs. And here's how I can help you in a way that is so unique, authentic, and super fun. I am looking for guests to be live on my radio show who are willing to share what they feel is their biggest problem in their business. And I will help you figure out what is the core issue and catapult your business forward. Contact me, Tammeron, through my host page on Let's Figure It Out Intimately on the Empowerment Channel now.
You've tuned into Let's Figure It Out Intimately with your host, Tammeron. Want to be a guest live on her show? Email Tammeron at figureitoutlive.com. If you'd like to call into today's program, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. This is Tammeron. So today's show is called Spring Fling, and I'm sharing some simple tips with you guys today, you entrepreneurs who are living some hectic lives out there, including myself. So it's time to really focus, get yourself organized, get yourself eating a little bit better. It's been a rough, tough winter here in Southern Ontario. So if you're like me, someone who's put on a little bit of that winter weight and you're ready to let it go, get rid of it, I've got some great tips for you guys. Now, I just want to remind you guys, a lot of people message me, Facebook me, they say, wow, I really love a lot of the stuff you're doing. Do you have anything for people that live far away? And the only answer I have for you guys, if there's anything that jumps out at you, you want to work with me intimately one-on-one to really find your expertise, look at your entire life a little bit more intimately to really pull out some deeper knowledge about yourself. I do share books. It's part of the workshops that I do here. So I encourage you guys during those workshops to actually read some of the material. But I've been working privately with people now via Skype. So if you're interested in anything, I am the expert workshop or Who Am I? That's a great workshop. Really focuses on your archetypes. Very, very powerful. Will give you the confidence that, might actually shock you. I do that in private consultation. So you do have to go to the website, tammeronsplace.com. Check it out, private consultations. And they're about 90 minutes. So basically I can jam a 2.5-hour workshop if I was working with a group into a private consultation for about 90 minutes. The price is a little bit different, but sometimes that's all people need. And so I've been doing quite a bit of that lately as well. So very, very powerful. You'll see some more testimonials coming up on the website soon. But people just take off after they spend that little bit of time with me, which is really my gift. And like I said, I'll share a little bit of stories with you guys today. As I realized as a coach and working with entrepreneurs, a lot of people say to me, oh, why don't you do big events, get yourself out there and stuff. It's not me. When I take courses with other business coaches, if I'm taking something that's very intense and I know it's going to be a lot of work, I will pay for that one-on-one. And sometimes they are 3-month programs, sometimes they're 6 months programs, sometimes it's very quick. I do like to go see speakers. That's when I enjoy being in a room full, a lot of people, where it's kind of fun for me. I get to connect with people in the audience and it's like a day out. But as far as learning, I like the more intimate groups. So what do you think I'm going to do for myself? I'm going to offer the private groups as well, because that's how I like to be taught. It's most likely how I'm going to teach. All right. So I do have just certain time slots for these private consultations. Again, a lot of intimate things tend to come up for people when they work with me. It's not intended. It's not like it's a part of it, but people feel very safe and comfortable with me. And so they tend to share a lot of things. And it really does impact how you see yourself in your business as well. So some of the things that you're struggling with in your personal life could be in your personal relationships. It could be your relationships with your kids, or from just other adults. And when we get to the core issue of that, we're going to find out why your business isn't blossoming. And those are some of the things that I went through in my own personal life as well. So it really is a package of a lot of different things that what I say comes up organically when you do work with me. So if any of that intrigues you, if you want to know more, I also offer a free 15-minute consultation call to anybody, and I'll see if there's going to be a win-win on how I can help you. And if not, I guarantee there might be a coach or somebody else out there who I have worked with or I do know of their work, because I've had a lot of great people here that I've interviewed on the show. I stay in touch with a lot of people I'm affiliated with, and I follow their programs to see how I can help serve some of my clients as well. All right? So I'm like a little, what I call a little doorway, a little passageway. Again, people come to me when they're in a crisis or something in their life where they need that direction, need a safe place to talk. And that's me. So that's why I call myself a sexual intimacy lifestyle expert. It's not that I always talk about, I'm not a sex coach, but sexual issues tend to come up. And a lot of that has to do with our boundaries and how we see ourselves in our relationships. Okay. So very cool. Just to remind you guys about that, again, check my website, tammeronsplace.com, if you want any further information. So I'm going to share another food tip with you guys. I love this food. I love the taste of this, especially when you mix it with chocolate. A lot of times when I make smoothies, I had a smoothie yesterday, a big honkin' smoothie that took me a long time to drink because it is so filling. Again, when you're putting the nutrients in it, like you feel full even though you've only drank a little bit. One of my favorite foods of all time is spirulina. Really great for women. It's loaded with iron. It's green, but you know what? It's an amazing food. So again, it's one of my tips in my 28-day transformational program. And it is considered a remarkable food because it contains the highest concentration of nutrients in any food, plant, grain, or herb. It contains over 60% of all digestible vegetable protein, high concentrations of beta-carotene, vitamin B12, iron, and trace minerals, and the rare essential fatty acid GLA. It can also enhance our antioxidant protection. So it's a powder. I believe in some places now they actually press it into tablet form, so you can just take it if you want. But I love the powder. I love the texture. I love the flavor. So I throw it in a lot of my smoothies. All right. So that's one of the things I like to add to the raw chocolate powder that I throw in my smoothies. Again, what you could do is you can even add this into that recipe I gave you guys at the very beginning, into the almond butter balls, which was that half a cup of almond butter, the half a cup of sunflower seeds, the half a cup of raisins, and the half a cup of honey that you grind together. You could even just add like a teaspoon of the powdered spirulina. It would taste delicious as well in that. And again, you're getting like these power-packed little treats. You know, you can have them as a dessert or just a little snack, or great with a cup of tea or a coffee. So absolutely delicious. My oldest son actually drinks it. His favorite way to have it in a smoothie, it actually is he just uses spirulina, banana, and blueberry, and a little bit of honey, and it's a delicious combination. So very, very powerful food to have. And now another one, which I'm going to share. For me as a woman, and having thyroid issues in the past, what I learned when I was studying nutrition from a health coach here in Southern Ontario is the importance of adding more herbs, spices, and sea vegetables into your diet, specifically into your meals. And so what I started doing was I couldn't handle the taste in the beginning because it was such a strong, powerful taste. So what I started doing was adding some of this stuff into my soups and into soup broths. So I just want to share this little bit of information here. For thousands of years, man has used herbs in medicine and to improve the flavor of the foods. Scientists now are realizing that early doctors and herbalists knew a lot more than what we gave them credit for. Many household herbs can provide nutrients that the body needs, and by preparing our own foods instead of fast food that usually has minimal nutrition, we have an opportunity to choose and maintain a healthier lifestyle. And when we can alter this situation very quickly by increasing the quality of the food we eat by adding key herbs and spices. All right, so some of the spices are like just adding like nori, sheets of nori. You can take a really quick recipe. What I did is I took a nori sheet that you can buy at your health food store. You see a nori, it's what they wrap the seaweed in, or the sushi. And I just drizzled a little bit of olive oil on the nori sheets, and I just sort of spread it out. And I would sprinkle sometimes sesame seeds on it, and I would throw it in my dehydrator for about an hour, and it would just come out kind of crispy, and it was absolutely delicious. If you don't have a dehydrator, then I would just suggest you take your oven, throw it in the oven, turn it down to the lowest temperature you can put it on in your oven, and keep the door open. You might not need an hour, maybe 10 minutes at the most, but it's the texture. And then you get the healthy fat, like we talked about, which the olive oil. So make sure you're using a good quality olive oil, organic, cold pressed. Virgin oil is really good as well. So that's a quick little tip, and you can carry this with you when you're on the run, but you're getting like these jam-packed minerals, and so you're getting things that you need. And these are all foods that really our body starts to become depleted with when we're stressed. And so a lot of us are on the run quite a bit. And so these are just some really simple tips and things that I love, things that actually really taste good. Some of these things, actually, I'm going to admit, they look strange because of the color or whatever. But I used to be an extremely fussy eater. And if I could eat some of this stuff, anybody could eat it because it's absolutely delicious. Okay, so I kind of touched on this a little bit, but the power of smoothies. I'm telling you, smoothies, you can whip up a smoothie in 5 minutes. It could be your breakfast, it can be your lunch, it can be snack, it can be dinner, it can be anything. And what you can do is you could whip up a huge one. They even have those little blenders you get now. I can't remember what they're called, little handheld blenders that only cost like $40 here in Canada. They're powerful enough to grind things up, and you can sip on it throughout the day. You don't even have to drink it all at once. So you can really get a lot of things in one smoothie that's going to give you the energy and everything you need to make sure that you feel good. And when you feel good, when you're running around all day, that's what's going to prevent you from eating on the run and eating a bunch of crap that you know is not good for you. So when you have like a backup plan, something like this, it really is powerful. All right. So just by using a smoothie, you can put like the healthy fats, the proteins in it, your antioxidants, and you can just whip it all together. So I'll share with you right here. I don't have all the things I've talked about. There's only one or two things missing, but here's a way to do it really, really easy. Get yourself some tea. A green tea has a little bit of caffeine. You can do that, or you can use a rooibos tea that's got no caffeine in it. Make yourself a good 8 ounces, or you can brew up a huge batch of tea, chill it in your fridge, and have it ready for morning. So you could make like 24, 32 ounces, so you've got enough for 3-4 smoothies. So you've got enough for the next 3-4 days. So take about 8 ounces of that cold tea, throw in about a cup of your fresh or frozen blueberries, throw in some chia seeds. You can even add some spirulina. You can add a pinch of the natural salts, like I said, a natural herb or salt, and some spirulina, and you put this in the blender and you just whip it all up, and it's absolutely delicious. So you've got your protein, you've got your fats, you've got your antioxidants, you've got, if you've used the tea, again, you've got something for the brain. So this could be amazing. An amazing drink to have on hand, and I guarantee you're going to feel good. You're going to have that brain stimulation. Your stomach's going to feel good. You're not going to feel so stressed, and you're going to function better at work when you're running around all day long. All right, so smoothies are awesome. Once you get in the hang of doing it, you'll love it. You'll get addicted, and you might really start experimenting, which is what I have here in the 28-day 28-day transformation program, tons of recipes in here. So it's time for my last break. So I'm going to take that quickly right now. And I got a couple more little tips to share with you guys when I come back. So stay tuned for more after the break.
The future of online TV is here. View exclusive content from your favorite talk radio hosts and new programs that you can't see anywhere else. Visit voiceamerica.tv today.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Do you feel that you are in the right industry of serving others, yet you are not attracting as many clients as you would like? Magic happens when anyone brands their true self as the forefront of their business. I am currently looking for entrepreneurs who know they have a calling, yet feel as though something is missing. Yes, sometimes we're in our business every day that we can't see our own gifts and uniqueness, and that is where I come in. My gift as an entrepreneur is that I was struggling with the same issue, so I hired other business coaches to help me see what I couldn't. It was an enduring, difficult self-discovery, but it was well worth it. It catapulted me to capture my talents and use them to help other entrepreneurs. And here's how I can help you in a way that is so unique, authentic, and super fun. I am looking for guests to be live on my radio show who are willing to share what they feel is their biggest problem in their business. And I will help you figure out what is the core issue and catapult your business forward. Contact me, Tammeron, through my host page on Let's Figure It Out Intimately on the Empowerment Channel now.
You've tuned into Let's Figure It Out Intimately with your host, Tammeron. Want to be a guest live on her show? Email Tammeron at figureitoutlive.com. If you'd like to call into today's program, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. This is Tammeron, and it is the last part of the show. So, Spring Fling, I'm talking about some really simple tips we can incorporate into our diet that are so easy for people like us entrepreneurs who are on the run all the time. And you know what? Get sick and tired of eating out a lot. It's one of my pet peeves, and actually one of the reasons why I opened my raw food store here in Bellefontaine 2009 was because I was learning about nutrition, and I was so frustrated in a small community that there was nowhere to get healthier food options. So that's why I chose to just do it myself, just open a business. So that is how I think. Again, I'm one of those visionary type entrepreneurs where I go, hey man, I can do that. So yes, very interesting reason why I did it. But again, you know, there aren't a lot of options. So if you're finding there aren't a lot of places around you and you really need to get more energy going and you really got to, you know, change it up. It isn't always about exercise. It is important. Exercise is important. Getting a walk, you know, deep breathing, a little bit of meditation, drinking good water. I realize that, but sometimes you really got to just make some changes in your diet and you'll feel better as well. So you'll have more energy when you actually change up your diet. So I want to make sure I just share this one little bit. Like I said, I mentioned from David Wolf's book, Superfoods. This book is not on my website, but again, I love to share with you guys some cool information. I have seen David Wolf speak many times. I've actually personally met him at some private events as well. So you want knowledge on the top foods, the superfoods of the planet. David Wolf is the guy to read his book. So he talks about magnesium here, and I'm going to share that because a lot of people right now are complaining about headaches, not feeling good, a lot of stress, a lot of things going on in their life. And when stress occurs in the body, one of the things that starts to lower is our magnesium levels. So it's interesting. People think it's just the stress, but sometimes you can add food to give you that energy back. And one of the top foods that is high in magnesium is cacao, the pure chocolate bean, not a chocolate bar, but the pure powder, which you can buy the beans or you can buy it powdered down, and now you can buy the oil, the cacao oil, and all kinds of stuff. But I just want to share with you the information about the magnesium, which is found in the cacao. And it says here, cacao seems to be the number one source of magnesium, one of the great alkaline minerals, and it supports the heart, it increases brain power, causes strong peristalsis, relaxes menstrual cramping, relaxes muscles, increases flexibility, helps build strong bones, and increases alkalinity. When the body has enough magnesium, veins and arteries breathe a sigh of relief and relax, and which lessens the resistance and improves the flow of blood, oxygen, and nutrients throughout the body. Studies show that a deficiency of magnesium is not only associated with heart trouble, but that immediately following a heart attack, a lack of sufficient magnesium promotes free radical injury to the heart. All right, so it's a powerful food to add into your diet. One of the fastest ways to add magnesium is chocolate, that pure chocolate power, which is the cacao. So definitely a must. Read his book, Superfoods by David Wolfe. It is a great book. So I want to get back, share a couple of little things with you guys before I have time to go, because again, I'm just pulling out some key things from my 28-day transformational program. Again, I'm picking out my favorite things. They're all things that really changed my life, but this one is a treat to yourself, is that benefit of that deep tissue massage. Oh, geez. Massage therapy can help to relax the uptight and tense muscles, and muscles that are very tense for an extended period of time can potentially block the flow of oxygen in the body. All right. So when oxygen is not flowing properly, then toxins can build up and begin to create a number of health problems for many individuals. And the intimate contact also wakes up reflexes and feelings which activate your central nervous system. So again, that human touch is very, very important. The world we're living in, technology, people doing everything, as great as it is, it can prevent people from staying connected on an intimate emotional level as well. And again, that physical touch is important. So, there's pros and cons. I'm not saying no to technology, but I'm just saying make sure you're out there, you're having connections with people, you're giving people a hug, and, just remembering that human touch is very important. And so one of the best ways to actually get that as well is to get a massage. And I'm going to go out on a limb here, but I do notice, and I've had conversations with people about this as well, if you are not in a physical relationship with someone, getting a deep tissue massage, even if it's just for half an hour if you can't afford a lot, really will make you feel better, just to know that you've been touched by another human being. It's a very, very powerful thing. And when I was not in a relationship after my divorce, I just found it really helped me. It just made me feel good to know that I didn't have to be in a relationship and to have that. Even though I had my kids to hug every day and stuff, that's great. But it really is powerful, and more powerful than what we give acknowledgement to. So one of my favorite things, and is just want to remind you guys the importance of water. So if you have access to get out and get some pure spring water, which I'm lucky here in Bell Fountain, I actually have a spring right beside my property. I can't believe it. So it's accessible now that all the ice is gone. I can get out there and I get my big cooler, and I can go out once a week and I can fill up a huge cooler full of water for our drinking water and making a lot of our food and teas and coffees with. It really does make a difference. It tastes absolutely delicious. That water is coming from deep from Mother Earth. So it's got some cool energy to it as well. So if you're feeling really tired and sluggish, it may mean that you're dehydrated and you need to increase the amount of clean water. So drinking spring water is really, really powerful. So it is that time again. I hope that you've gained a little bit of information, remember to go to my website, tammeronsplace.com. Check it out. If you'd like to have a private consultation with me, book it through the website. You get that free 15-minute consultation call and see if I can really help you on your journey. All right. So I want to say thank you for taking the time out to spend it with me today on the show. And I hope you've resonated with me in some way, or you feel compelled to listen again or even share this version with your friends. Always remember that my life is the same as yours. I'm not perfect. I'm just human and a crazy chick who wants to have more fun in her life without ever having to give up my boundaries. I want to be respected and respect all the people, my friends, my coworkers, and family in my life. And I needed to learn how to communicate and share and laugh at myself. And most of all, listen to the needs of the people I cared about so that I received the life that I fantasized about when I was young. And I didn't create it the first time around, but I certainly found the tools to create what I want now. And that is exactly what I love to do most, is to pass that knowledge down to you, my listeners. So next week, I do have a special guest, someone I've met actually through Mo Mondays. I did have the owner of Mo Mondays on the show a couple of months ago. This guy has an amazing story. His life was just so interesting and had a trauma. And through that trauma, all he could do was really move his fingers. And he wrote a book. And his book is so cool. So he's going to be the guest on my show next week. And the show is called APOC. So remember to tune in that. That's going to be an awesome story for you guys. And he is Canadian, so he's local to me as well. So thanks again for listening. And I hope you remember to come back next week for this fun-filled show here with me, Tammeron, on Let's Figure It Out Intimately. So cheers for now.
Thank you again for listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately. Please join Tammeron again next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Let's figure it out intimately. Again.